Mark, I wanted the book to be easy to read, but it had to pass the legal test, and it had to have full documentation for every sentence in it. And the documentation had to be such that the lawyer could go look at the original sources, and the lawyer looked at every single footnote in this book and checked them out for himself.
All right, we're going to have to take a break, but so far we've gone through 5 exceptionally radical individuals who had influence over Barack Obama. And when we come back, a little more on Jeremiah Wright and some of the others who he came in contact with, including radical Palestinians, as a matter of fact. The book is The Obama Nation. The author is Dr. Jerome Corsi. That would be a Ph.D. in political science from Harvard. Is that correct?
72, Department of Political Science at Harvard, Littauer School. I got my Ph.D. in political science.
I won't hold that against you, my friend.
Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that.
All right. The Obama Nation, Amazon.com. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
My guest is Jerome Corsi. The book, which is outstanding, is The Obama Nation. You can go to marklevinshow.com. We link to Amazon.com. You ought to go get it now so you have time to read it and digest it and discuss it with your family and friends and neighbors, because you are the voices. You are the voices who are going to stop this man. And we don't have a lot of time in this segment, Mr. Corsi, so we'll carry it over. But when we come back, I want you to tell us a little bit more about Ayres, the relationship to the Woods Foundation, and a pro-Palestinian group, which is run with or by Professor Rashid Khalidi. We'll be right back. The book is The Obama Nation. The author is Jerome Corsi. By the way, on Amazon.com, I just checked that the left-wing hacks are going on there and hacking away at this book. So don't pay attention to the reviews unless they're good, because a lot of them have nothing to do with the content of the book. They're just hacking away. I've looked at this book. It's an excellent book, and it does have all the substantiation that you could possibly imagine, and it's clear that it's been lawyered quite well. Now, Jerome Corsi, I want to ask you a question. Obama and Ayres, they participated in the Woods Foundation, and that foundation supported a pro-Palestinian Arab-American group organized by radical Professor Rashid Khalidi. What's that all about?
Well, that's exactly right. In 2001, Obama and Ayres were both board members, this Woods Foundation. They first made a $40,000 grant to this Arab American Action Network that Khalidi headed, and then they followed it up with a $35,000 grant in 2002. Khalidi and his wife had served as translators for a Palestinian press agency from 1976 to 1982. Khalidi was quite close to Obama and to Ayres. There were fundraising events held by Khalidi in his home. When Obama was running against Black Panther Bobby Rush for Congress, it was Obama's unsuccessful congressional election, his only loss in running for office. But Khalidi helped him raise money. Now, this radical Arab American Action Network, funded by Obama and Ayres, did things like, for instance, they held an exhibit in Chicago called Al-Nakba, 1948. This was an exhibit. Al-Nakba means the catastrophe. It's the Arabic name for Israeli independence. And the exhibit was bringing together the experience of Chicago Palestinians to show how they had been damaged by the Israeli Jewish state being created. This was one of the major artistic functions or political functions of this Arab American network that Obama and Woods funded with Woods Foundation money.
Now, Obama was friends with this guy, right?
Yes, he had a dinner at his home frequently. Obama says that Khalidi and his wife helped them understand, fill in, blind spots in his biases, that he came to understand the Palestinian cause. He said it was around Mona and Rashid's dinner table, which he said brought me around the entire world. And this Khalidi now has become the Edward Said Professor of Arab Studies at Columbia University, and I cite several of the books that Khalidi has written, which are all extremely anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian. Another vice president of this Arab American Action Network is a guy named Ali Abumina. And Abumina has a website called the electronicintifada.net, electronicintifada.net. And, of course, this comes all under the umbrella of the funding that Obama provided in this Woods Fund. And Abumina says he, too, was a close friend of Obama and his wife, and that Obama expressed to Abumina very pro-Palestinian views. And Abumina says he's very disappointed. And, of course, Electronic Intifada tells you exactly what Abumina's politics are. And he said he was very disappointed that Obama today is sounding like he supports Israel, because it's very different from the views which Obama expressed throughout the period of time Obama was running for office in Chicago, and Khalidi was trying to raise money for Obama's political campaigns.
Well, he probably won't be disappointed if should Obama become president. Say that. No.
In fact, Abumina, and I quote Abumina in the book, basically says that. He thinks that Obama right now is just politically making statements that appear to be more pro-Israel, and it doesn't reflect what Abumina still continues to believe is Obama's true beliefs.